Feel the burn, man. Video. Oh, I am. Yeah, just a little video. Don't worry, I'll edit that part out. That's the people right there. Those are the folks. Let's stand there. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh, they're setting it up. Oh, yeah. I didn't know about that. So yeah, this is beautiful. I'm all ugly and unshaven and shit. Ugh. This is beautiful. I'm glad we came to this shit. Like for real.
Residents fight for clean air and clean water. So if you're
Although we live in the best country in the world, we are far from having a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And so what I believe that we need
Dr. West in the building. Standing room on now, baby. Yeah.
policy, they still tied to privatizing too many of our schools. They still tied to being like Milli Vanilli, lip singing progressive views. But when it comes down to being real, I tell you, I had a chance at 3 events today in Boston. I said, no, I'm going to be with my brother, I'm going to be with you all. We need all hands on deck. We got our backs against the wall. We coming out to win it.
How are you doing, Detroit? How are you doing, Detroit? I bring you greetings all the way from Jackson, Mississippi, where I have the pleasure of serving as mayor. Community where there is infrastructure where the water doesn't work as it should, then we should be as radical as the circumstances dictate it should. Overtax $600 million, then we should be as radical as the circumstances dictate we should.
Yeah. Tell him, brother.
If we look across history, where I'm from in Mississippi, At some of the people that we revere most, some of the people who have contributed to the most long-standing change, they were radicals. Ida B. Wells was a radical.
Yeah.
Medgar Evers was a radical.
Hell yeah.
Fannie Lou Hamer, who changed the complexion of the Democratic Party, was a radical. And so I'm happy to stand with my friend Bernie Sanders, who is a radical too. You see, I come from a legacy of activists, and so I have a propensity to talk to some of the larger things in life. And so when I campaign and I'm knocking on doors and I'm talking about all the things that we're talking about today, when we're talking about criminal justice reform, human rights, equity, and all of those things, invariably you're confronted with someone at the door that says, yeah, that's good, young brother, but how are you going to fix that pothole in the middle of my street? And so I share with them that is exactly what our mission must be. That we have to connect pothole to pothole and community to community so people in Jackson, Mississippi understand that there's a community that looks just like theirs in Detroit, Michigan, suffering from the same infrastructure. A community which is suffering from these same problems and in the process of fixing.
Consequential election. Together we are going to defeat the most dangerous president. For people who have pre-existing conditions. Trump said his tax plan would not benefit billionaires like himself. He lied. 80
So first of all, let me just say that I'm happy that I attended the rally last night, and it was really good to be around some like-minded people. You know, I appreciate having differences of opinion around and elevate the discourse, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, it's good to hear some fucking like-minded people talking. And even though some of the things that I'm not encouraged by everything that I see, I made no secret of the fact that I don't feel good about 2020 politically at all. I just don't. I'm not one of those people that looks at Trump as the boogeyman. I want progressive ideas in government, and I know as long as he's there, we're not going to get it. By that same token, I think the same is true of Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden's charm at this point can strictly be deducted as the Democratic Party has marketed him as inevitable or as the best chance to beat Donald Trump. So literally his only campaign is that I am in play and I can beat Donald Trump. And history will show that you don't beat an incumbent president by running to beat the incumbent president. When is the last time it happened? Yeah, and don't say Clinton in 92, because that's very circumstantial. Clinton won, 44% of the popular vote, not even close to a mandate, and had to split the popular vote between Bush and Perot. So it was kind of a Bush 2000 situation, if you choose to look at it that way. I don't. I look at it as people have the right to vote for whoever they want, and when you vote, you have the right to expect results with your vote. If you just said, I'm not going to vote on beating Trump, I'm not mad at that, because that is nothing. That is nothing. You don't win elections on, I'm going to vote against Trump. Like, if Bush would have been able to run for a third term, Obama might have beat him anyway, because the economy was in the tank. Gas prices were $4. So you could say, hey man, listen, things were going good for the economy coming out of Clinton, then you took over, then you let us get hit on 9/11, then you got us in 2 wars, and now the economy is in the shitter, and gas prices are out of control. So like, you could probably have made the case that Bush had such a bad situation set up in 2006, 2007, 2008 that any challenger could defeat him if he went up against him. No. Bush was unpopular during re-election. 2004, the Iraq War, all that stuff was very unpopular. Some people blamed him for 9/11. Hey man, you were the president. It happened on your watch. He was able to win re-election. So it was good to see everybody out last night. All that hope, all that positivity. But I feel like at the end of the day, this is all for nothing. I feel like Joe Biden is going to beat Bernie. And I feel like Trump's going to beat Joe Biden. And we're going to go for the next 4 years getting nothing done. Because like I said, I don't believe that Trump's the boogeyman. I don't believe that he's about to haul everybody off in chains. I don't buy into all that. There's a lot of media spin. You got to understand, there's a lot going on here now. There's a lot going on in this country. And it involves Trump's election in the first place, from the fact that he was ratings gold, so all the networks had him on TV constantly. So hey, that played a part in his election. When people buy ad space, they're buying it so that they can appear powerful and inevitable, like they're going to win. The fact that you couldn't watch a YouTube video last 2 weeks without a Bloomberg ad popping up, and he just got in the race a few months ago. That tells you a lot. Joe Biden was dead and buried. Then he gets one key endorsement, wins one primary, and the media just spins it like he's the comeback kid. It's the greatest thing. We've never seen anything like it in politics. That affected voter perception. I feel like there are certain elements of the media that want you to think that Trump is the boogeyman so much that he's a potential Hitler that you'll just vote for any fucking thing. And trust me, voting for Joe Biden would be voting for anything. The opposite of left is right, not middle. So if you got a right-wing asshole like Trump, the antidote is left-wing pullback. So if we end up in the middle, that's fine. But if you got one pull from the right and one pull from the middle, guess where we end up? On the fucking right. Now you wonder why people stay home. Because nobody's going to vote for the guy who's less right-wing. Because neither of those candidates, Biden or Trump, are going to be change candidates. The stuff that Bernie is proposing is stuff that the rich and super rich and upper class don't want. Bernie is the only person in this race who's actually fighting for poor people. Everybody else is just fighting to fool poor people into voting for them. People wouldn't be spending hundreds of millions of dollars on ad revenue if the ads did not work. Now, how many people got duped by saying, oh, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden simply because he just looks inevitable like the guy who could beat Trump? And he's not. He is a male version of Hillary. He is a centrist, moderate politician. What people are sleeping on in this country is the ideas voter. Nobody ever talks about the ideas voter. This guy could vote left or right because he don't give a shit about left-right paradigmatic bullshit. His thing is ideas. Who has the best ideas? These are the people who you hear Trump worried about when it comes to voting Bernie, because Trump knows he got elected on a populist campaign of throw the bums out, drain the swamp, the people there don't do anything, I'm an outsider. Bernie can make all those same claims, but Bernie is not a rich fat cat elitist like Trump is. They're both preaching populism. Right-wing populism for Trump, left-wing populism for Bernie. Anybody can vote for that. social progressives on the left wouldn't vote for Trump based on those ideas because they don't like the racism. But a lot of these people that you hear that used to be Democrats that voted for Trump, they looked past the racism. Because say, hey, he's got better ideas than Hillary. Hillary's been around forever. She don't have no ideas. Her husband wasn't even that great of a president. So it takes a populist to beat a populist. Trump knows this. That's the greatest deception they've played on Democratic voters, is that it takes somebody that is right-wing enough to get the right-wingers. No, those people are not going to vote for Democrats or left-wingers or progressive or liberals anyway. Just like the people who believe that if you're the type of person who right now says you believe Bernie Sanders is a communist, he's not. He's a socialist, a democratic socialist. But you're not somebody who's lacking education. You're a completely ignorant fool who would never vote for him anyway because you're an ignorant fool. Look, I don't like it when politicians blame the voters, but I'm one of the voters, so I'm going to blame the voters. How many people sit up here and talk about how the system is rigged, and then when the system tells you who to vote for, you go and you fucking vote for them? Say what you want about voting Trump in, it was a ballsy move for the Republican base. I didn't see this shit coming. I'm like, fuck out of here. They're going to go with Ted Cruz or Marco Rubio. They're going to go with one of the Republican minorities. They're going for like a Republican Obama. Nope. They went for a rich, blowhard, Manhattanite white guy who probably doesn't know the price of milk because he hasn't been in the grocery store in 50 fucking years. Didn't see it coming. Not in a million years. Not a game show host. Not the host of The fucking Apprentice. But it happened. And he even got the religious base talking all that crazy harsh shit he did, which don't surprise me because we know the more you go to church, the more likely you are to be stupid. And those are just the facts. Don't like it? Stop going. Anyways, those are just some of my thoughts. I'm with Bernie all the way. Till next time, Gregative1, over and out.